Hope everyone is doing well today. I'm James.
I'm Leanna.
And you're listening to Perseverance to Prevail podcast. And today, we're going to be doing Break Through the Breakup.
That's right.
Did I nail that?
You nailed it.
Oh, nice. So, we know some people that are going through a traumatic time right now. And we have lots of experience with bad breakups.
Yeah.
Easy breakups, but more so bad breakups. So we're going to give some maybe helpful tips on how to get through the breakup.
Yeah, things to do, things not to do, things to remember during this time.
You're the one that has like the journal of notes over there. What's your first topic?
I like to be prepared.
Okay.
My first topic is things you should not do.
Not do. Okay.
You want to hear my first one?
Yes.
Rebound relationships.
Yes.
Do not do rebound relationships. I repeat, do not do rebound relationships.
Rebound relationships never works out, honestly. If anything, it's gonna be bad for the both of you. It's never really gonna work out. I've never known a rebound relationship to end in marriage, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and you're setting yourself up for pain and the person that you're rebounding with up for pain.
Yeah, especially if they're in a rebound too.
Yeah,
That's
like the worst.
That's what happened to me. Is that I didn't take time when I got out of my marriage and jumped right into the dating pool. Oh boy, that was not good, because then I met someone and started dating someone, and that was the most toxic relationship I was in, and it was just bad on both ends, and it's not the James I was. Or how to put that? It's not the James that I wanted to be.
Yeah. And
it was someone that I didn't know and needed to get away from.
Because you weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready.
Right smack in the middle of your own healing.
No, I didn't do any healing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I was still stupid as shit and didn't realize that I didn't love myself. And if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah. So I feel like, I mean, you tell me your timeline, but I feel like the first 8 to 12 weeks, you are in rebound mode. You're sad, you're lonely, you're vulnerable.
Happy, angry, everything all together.
Yeah. And if someone comes along and makes you feel good during that time, you're going to instantly attach to them, because you're going to feel like it's a break from all of the negativity you're feeling. It's going to distract you, keep your mind off the breakup. But it's temporary, and it's not healthy for you. You need time to heal and process. And like we just said, it's just setting yourself up for more pain and setting that person up for pain.
Yeah, I mean, if you do decide to talk to someone and you don't, maybe you do love yourself. Maybe that's not a factor for you. If that's not a factor and you don't have that problem, and you can honestly say that you do love yourself and you jump back into the dating pool, or just wanted to talk to someone because you don't want to be lonely, you need to be very transparent, with this person about what you're going through. You don't have to give detail for detail of what happened. But you need to be like, I'm just getting out of a very serious relationship. I'm not really looking for something serious right now. I'm just looking to either have fun or, see what's out there. Tell them what you really want. Don't lead them on to like, I'm here for marriage and kids and long-term relationships, and it's a lie.
Right. And I think sometimes people believe that's what they're looking for, but they don't realize like they're. I mean, yeah, like yes, like if that's what you want, then eventually definitely seek that out, but not until you're ready.
Yeah. Exactly.
And also, like this is talking like a good ways down the way from the breakup. Like, honestly, in my opinion, like you need to give yourself a few months before you try talking to somebody else, because it's just going to give you a false sense of like companionship, and feel good hormones will be released, make you feel good for a little bit. It's just not a good idea, because you're going to end up getting hurt.
Right.
And like speaking of that, like this saying, everyone's heard it, the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else, and that is complete bullshit. It is complete bullshit. You will be missing that connection and a feeling of closeness with somebody, but you can't form connection with a stranger with a random hookup. All it's going to really do is cause you more regret and increase your loneliness, because then you're going to realize, like, okay, like you go and you have a hookup, but then you go home alone, and it's going to like smack you in the face, like, of what you had just done, and increase your awareness of your own loneliness.
I do agree with that, but I also agree with somebody that just needs to get this shit out of their system so that their next relationship, they're not going to be that cheater, or they're not going to want to be with someone else, like the hoe phase.
I'm talking about like after the breakup, like before you've worked on your healing. I feel like you should work on your healing before you even think about sleeping with somebody else.
You're right. No, I'm saying, but I'm just kind of touching on that also.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Like, once you break up with somebody, you shouldn't be focusing on anybody but yourself. Like, you need to look at why the relationship ended, what they did, what you did, what you didn't do, what they didn't do, and more than likely the relationship's over. 9 times out of 10, people don't normally get back together.
Or if they do, it doesn't last long.
If they do, it doesn't last long. But you need to fix your problems and your issues.
Right.
And that's what you should be focusing on during this breakup time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, once you've done some work on yourself, and if you need to go through your hoe phase or whatever you want to call it, by all means, like, there's no judgment when it comes to that. Just, like, for your own protection, like, give yourself some time.
Yeah, and whoever you're talking to, if you're going through your hoe phase, just fucking tell them.
Just be honest.
Just be honest. And you'll be surprised about most of the people you meet are going to be like, that's cool, I don't want nothing serious anyway.
Yep.
And then sometimes that develops into something serious. You never know.
You never know.
Next.
Something to not do is don't measure your healing in time. There is no timeline to healing. Don't say, like, it's been 2 months, I should be over it by now, or it's been 6 months, I should be over it by now. Like, healing takes as long as healing needs to take, and it will be different for everyone in each situation.
Sometimes the healing never heals. You just learn to live with this, how to put this? You just learn to push forward and move on, and the pain hurts less and less each day.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you'll never get over the hurt of someone. Like, it'll come, I told my buddy the other day that it's, in a breakup, it can come in waves.
Yep.
Like the ocean. Sometimes you got high tide, and it's fucking crashing down on you, and you can't do anything. Then sometimes it's nice and steady, little small ripples every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And you just can't control the ocean. Sometimes it hits you really hard. Sometimes it doesn't hit you hard. And then sometimes it could be just as flat as be, no ripples, no nothing, for a long, 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 long time. And then boom, tsunami. But the tsunami is going to be a little bit less than it was the first time. The storm gets smaller and smaller each time.
Yeah. That's a beautiful analogy.
Thanks. But you learn to kind of live with the pain at first. I know it sucks, and I'm not telling you to suck it up, pussy. I'm telling you that it's okay to hurt, because I know how it felt for me when I went through my really bad breakup, and how I've never experienced a pain like that other than somebody passing away. And there's times that I get that gut-wrenching feeling. It just, like, it's different, though. It's not like when we first broke up. It's just how things ended, like, almost, I ain't gonna say a hatred for her, but just kind of a reminder of the time of that pain. It's very brief. It's not like it was, but I'm kind of grateful for it because it makes me appreciate what I have now. Because I can sit there and think in that brief moment about this person, and then I start remembering the bad things. Like, the relationship wasn't as good as you try to make it out. And like I was telling my buddy the other day, your relationship was 99.9% shit, toxic, bad, violent, vulgar, physical. But you remember that 1% when you break up. You only remember the brief moments of I love you, and the things they called you, or the little song moments, or just something like very small and minute, but it's bigger somehow. But you remember that, but you don't remember the vulgar, venomous conversations about putting a toilet seat down, or not remembering someone's birthday and the cussing and throwing things at each other. You don't remember that. But you've got to remember that in order to move on and put it behind you.
Yeah, and I think too, like, when it comes to that traumatic of a relationship where there has been significant pain, like cheating or someone breaking your trust in some way, like, you have to accept that that person is not who you thought they were.
100%.
The idea that you had that person was faithful and trustworthy, like whatever, it's not true. That person does not exist. It is what you thought they were, not actually who they are.
Yeah. So
I think, like, when you're missing them, just remembering, like, all of the times where you thought that they were this person, they weren't. Their true self came out, and that's who they were all along. Unfortunately, you just thought they were different, and they weren't.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. And it's such a sucky thing to, like, realize. Like, I know, like, for me, like, sometimes it was easy for me to, like, feel really foolish. But I just had to remind myself, like, I'm not foolish. I'm really loving, and I'm really trusting. And
right.
I definitely, like, learned a lot through that, and I recognize things more now. It taught me a lot. So I try to, like, remember the lessons of it, not the fact that I, like, was naive and what have you. Okay. One of the things I put down for what you should not do is do not rely on alcohol to cope.